Hello and welcome back to a new video here on the channel. I have been spending most of the day working on the new terminal building, the C pier of Terminal 1 that I of course talked about in the last episode that I wanted to refurbish. And what can I say? I am, I think, pretty much done, and I would like to show you what I have come up with. So some of you might remember that this is what the old C terminal, the C pier, looked like. And I mean, it's not much to look at, to be honest. But the main reason for that was, of course, because I wanted to be able to do shots where I looked through the terminal. Because, I mean, that's just something that I hadn't seen anywhere else. But it meant I had this really ugly open backside, which just wasn't that nice to look at. So I have been thinking long and hard, how could I solve this? Basically, I still want to be able to do these shots through a terminal, but I don't want to have the open back when I'm filming my regular shots. Now, let me show you what I came up with. So let me just grab the terminal and then we can take a closer look at it together. So I have of course built this terminal completely from scratch because there was just no point in using any of the old material or old terminal parts. So what have I come up with? Basically we have more or less the same height, so it's yeah, in that sense the same as the old, but when we look into it, we do now have a much more detailed interior. We have a nice backdrop, which hopefully will look good on video as well. Now, for some of these parts, I have taken stuff out of my Cardiff terminal, and I think it works really well here. But as you can see, it is currently closed on the backside, and I really wanted to be able to shoot through the terminal. So I have done this, that I can remove this backdrop. This is something I've just created in a paint program myself, printed out and then cut so that it works with the length of the terminal. And when I take this out, now we can look through the terminal, and this means if I just switch this around, voila, there we go. Now I can make shots through the terminal. I have some nice foreground with the interior, and then I can overlook the airfield with the aircraft behind. So I still can get the same shots that I had in the past, which is of course what I always wanted to have. So this is now built out of, well, mainly some colored paper, some gray, some black. Then I have used some kind of popsicle sticks for the base. I've used this cedar tree, which has been really useful because it's given the whole building the stability that I needed. On top I have the polystyrene plates that I bought. Yeah, then as I say, I have used some parts from my Cardiff terminal for the interior, these pillars. I have the boarding desks and some stairs and stuff like that. So that is now the new C pier of Terminal 1, and as you can see, of course, it's been taken over by American Airlines. They will be operating together with their One World partners out of this brand newly refurbished terminal of Philadelphia Airport. Now, I was thinking long and hard, how could I work out the thing with the backdrop so I could have a background, but also one that is removable. And I mean, I guess I've come up with the most simple way of doing this, but let me just show you. So I've basically just built my building to the depth that I wanted to have, but of course not added anything kind of facade or anything to the backside as I have at the front. What I've then done is I have, for the base that this terminal is standing on, I've made it a little bit wider than the depth of the building. This has allowed me then to put this piece of tree here all along the terminal building, but with a small gap to these pillars. And that means that when I take the backdrop, I have the opportunity or the possibility to kind of slot it in here, just like on a track. And this is then the way I get the backdrop of the terminal when I don't want to shoot from behind, but just want to have nice shots with a great looking interior, as we can see right here. So I will probably still not win any architect prizes with this, but I'm actually really happy with the end result. It definitely is much better than what I had there before, and I really do look forward to film this with the removable background and to see how that works out. It's not all gone 100% to plan, but to be honest, it's really minor details. So for example, the placement of this little extension building for the jet bridge has moved slightly. With the previous building, I could actually have it a little bit closer. You can see it here on the markings. This is where this building used to stand, and now it's a little bit further into the airfield, so I have to make some small adjustments here, but I mean, other than that, it's actually worked out pretty well. And that of course means that the old C pier of Terminal 1 now officially is retired. What it also means is I am now pretty much done with the changes I wanted to do to the old Philadelphia board. I just need to adjust slightly these markings on the airfield there around this jet bridge, but other than that, I am now pretty much done with Terminal 1. In general, the small changes I wanted to do over there. So as soon as I'm done with the last few details on the extension board, we can start recording new episodes. And then there's one more little thing that I want to work on, but that's actually not just applying for the old parts, but also the new parts alike. I have printed out some logos that I want to use as a jet bridge advertising. So I need to cut out a bunch of those and then add them to many of the jet bridges. Not all of them, but quite a few I think will end up with some advertising. I have a few other logos that I want to apply around the airfield, landside and airside. So yeah, I think this can be a really nice addition with some more logos to the airport.